Hello. Yeah. It's extended because nobody is going to use that. So extended. Only half. If it is full, 1,000. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ravi Thangappan, and today I am going to be the Sergeant at Arms for the club. I welcome you all to the 525th meeting of Lagoon Toastmasters Club. Mother's Day in most of the countries celebrated on second Sunday in May, which was yesterday. First of all, let me wish a very happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers present here today in our meeting. No language can express the power, beauty, and heroism of mother's love. I have seen many messages forwarded or shared in social media describing the Mother's Day and the values of the Mother's Day. And also, I have seen there are many people changing their profile pictures also along with the mother only for a day. In my opinion, each of our life is Mother's Day. Each day of our life is Mother's Day. And nothing in this world that can compare to the love, sacrifice, and care that of our mothers. Back to the meeting ground rules. There are 3 rules which are to be followed during this meeting. First, please turn off your mobile phones and or keep them on silent mode. Second, do not talk sex, religion, and politics during this meeting. Third, please enter and exit this meeting room only during the time of applause. One additional information, the restroom is located when you are exiting, go straight, then turn right. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience by which members develop a verbal communication and leadership skills. Toastmasters International's core values are integrity, dedication to excellence, service to the members, and respect for the individuals. Without a further ado, I would like to call a person who will take this meeting forward. He is dynamic, ebullient, and charming member of Lagoon Toastmasters Club. He is mechanical engineer by profession and well-known name in the field of firefighting. Now, let's put our hands together and welcome our Honorable President, Toastmaster Hemant Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi Thangappan, for that energetic opening and for that nice introduction about me. So, good evening, Toastmasters. And we don't have any guests today, but we have DTM Nelson with us.
Chief guest.
Yeah, chief guest. Yeah. So, welcome to our first physical meeting post-COVID. So I am very excited today because I was always thinking that I will be giving all my presidential address online. So here today I am standing in front of you, for this physical meeting, able to give a presidential address physically. See, the real essence of Toastmasters, we get only if we have physical meetings. We dress up to the occasion, have our shake hands and, physical interactions and our snacks during the break. So that's the real, the Toastmaster meeting where we have the real interaction. During online, we always have the option to do the cheating. We have the computer in front of us. So we are not giving that 100% preparations. And when we don't give that 100% preparation, naturally we are not benefited 100% from what we should actually be benefiting out of Toastmasters. So I always had this fear of public speaking. And I always wanted to get rid of this fear. So I was looking at various, I read books, I went through a lot of YouTube channels, and also started practicing what they were saying to do, but it never materialized. And then I came to know about the Toastmasters and I joined Lagoon. And slowly through this Toastmasters program, I can say that, okay, I'm much better off than what I used to be before joining. So that's what, for the benefit of all new Toastmasters, joining Toastmasters can do, because one of the greatest fear that most of us have is the stage fear, and we can, if you are able to conquer that, nothing like it, whether it is your career or whatever, you will have a great journey, I would say. And having said that, you also, because as I was telling you, I referred a lot of YouTube channels. One of the good YouTube channels that I referred to was Mel Robbins, if you have heard her. So she has this 5 seconds theory of getting rid of, the stage fear. So she calls it as 5-second theory. So what she's telling is that fear and excitement, they're the same physical state. So what happens is, when you want to do something like a roller coaster ride, so when you are excited immediately, so the difference between fear and excitement when it comes to the physical states, two physical states, is how your brain reacts. So when you want to, let's say, go to a roller coaster ride, so if you are excited, your brain will immediately say, wow, I can do it. At the same time, if you are afraid of doing that, immediately your brain will think, not me, I cannot do that. So that's how it, this is the difference. So what she is telling in that is, you have this 5-second theory where you have a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you start thinking about that fear in that excitement way, and then you can, change your fear to excitement. So if you go through that video, you will find more about it. But doctor is there, so he will, if you have real fear, always it is better to take professional advice also. So with that, let me acknowledge the presence of senior leaders, because Toastmaster is a platform where you make leaders, and then we at Lagoon, we are fortunate to have so many senior leaders with us, starting with DTM Rajan, who is the founder member and of Lagoon Toastmasters. We have a lot of past presidents here. We have DTM D'Souza with us, we have DTM Dr. Balan, we have Toastmaster Sunita, we have Toastmaster Mohammed Rashid, we have our famous couple Toastmaster Mohammed Rafi and Toastmaster Rahat Sitara, and we have DTM Toastmaster DTM Natraj with us today. And let me also acknowledge the presence of our immediate past district director, DTM Nelson. Here, you continue to support us, guide us, how to run this, you guide us, the ExCom members, how to guide running of Lagoon Toastmasters. So we are thankful to all of you. Now, let me introduce, we don't have any guests today. So let me now, okay. So now, today we have another pillars from our Lagoon Toastmasters as our TMOD. So he is a very passionate Toastmaster. It's very special to me because he comes from the same place in Kerala from where I come from, Telicheri or Talisheri as it is called now. And he is doing, he's making Talisheri proud with his success over here. And for me personally, actually, I started my Toastmasters journey when he was the president of Lagoon in 2015. So he is a banker by profession. So friends, help me welcome Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mohammed Rashid.
Still in the transition stage.
Yes.
You need the laptop in front. Thank you, President, for that warm introduction. And fellow Toastmasters, our chief guest today, DTM Nelson. Good evening to all of you. A warm welcome to the first face-to-face meeting after 2 years of online meetings. And what better way to greet you all than by laying out a red carpet for you. Our theme of tonight's meeting is, as you already know, the red carpet. And as you must have guessed today, today's meeting will not be no less glittering than an award night. Traditionally, a red carpet is used to mark the route taken by heads of state on ceremonial and formal occasions. The earliest known reference to walking a red carpet in literature was in a play written in 458 BC. When the title character returns from Troy, he was greeted by his wife, who offers him a red path or red path to walk upon. The red carpet was introduced at the Academy Awards way back in 1961. The broadcasters of the ceremony opted to film outside the venue, showing the arrival of guests as they stepped out of their gleaming limousines. From this point forward, the red carpet became a globally acknowledged focal point for glamorous actors and actresses to make a grand entrance and showcase themselves at the Oscars. Today, we will be inviting a handful of Toastmasters to walk the red carpet. They are not only as glamorous as those who walk the red carpet at Oscars, they definitely are. They are also proven leaders and imbibe the core values of Toastmasters, which are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Lagoon Toastmasters Club is proud to have them as our members, and each of us continue to learn a lot from them. So with that, we'll see what is there in the agenda today. Today's meeting is more like a small, should I say, informal gathering of a very close net of friends and some of the new members as well. And what I felt was as if, I'm going to the school after the summer vacation and seeing the old friends, that kind of a feeling I had today. I'm sure you also must have had the same feeling. So let's start the formal meeting. And as the new members know, we start with the word master's role. So today's word master role will be done by a relatively new Toastmaster. I think he has done only a couple of roles. So to introduce the word master today, today, let me invite the word master, Toastmaster Manish Warrior. Please help me.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters. No guest today. So as the word master, my duty is to introduce a new word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word of the day is kudos.
Spelling.
So the word is kudos, Kudos. So it's a noun, comes from the Greek word in the late 18th century, used as an expression of approval and acclaim. Meaning is praise and honor received for an achievement. Synonyms are prestige, praise, honor, credit, glory, status, fame, repute, and respect. Examples are kudos to Miss Petra for the hard work on tonight's program. He received kudos for everyone on his performance. So I encourage all of you to use this word, and may I also invite a volunteer to use this word.
Yes. Kudos to word master of the day. You have done very good job in the first show.
Kudos to all of us here for having finally the physical meeting.
Yes, and a great kudos to VP Education, Bosco, who
Yeah.
arranged the meeting.
No other volunteers? Then
Thank you.
I encourage all of you to use this word throughout this meeting and also outside. So I'll be counting these words, how many times it has been used throughout this meeting. And then I will give you a report at the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Toast to Toastmaster Manish Warrior. So just to warm us up, let's have a round robin session. So only few of us are here, so everybody can attempt. So yeah, starting from Bosco. What was the greatest achievement or award you have ever received? Or you can use the word kudos. Up to you.
I stood here. I got it. I think the greatest achievement which immediately comes to my mind is the birth of my first daughter. That was the day which, was one of the happiest days in my life.
My greatest award should be the words by a teacher who told me in class 8 in front of everyone that you are the golden boy of the class. that day I realized that there is something special. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. The greatest moment for me was yesterday when both my boys called and said, "You are a great mother." And after saying that, they immediately said, "If it were not for us, you have to thank us, because if it were not for us, you would not be celebrating Mother's Day."
Yeah, for me as a Toastmaster, I would say greatest day was because I joined Toastmaster to improve my public speaking. And I got this opportunity when I joined this new company. I could address a crowd of at least 50 members conveniently. So that I would say was one of the best days.
Hi everyone, I'm a stranger to this meeting today. Actually, way back 2020 I joined, but due to some busy work, I dropped out. So kudos to every Lagoon Toastmaster base. Why? Because when I was dropping, they are always keep praising, and thank kudos to all Lagoon.
Good evening, everybody. In my childhood, I met an astrologer. He told me that in your life, you are not going to complete anything. So I believed it. So I didn't complete my college. I didn't complete, everything was unfinished. But the greatest moment is that I proved him wrong by completing all the projects and getting the TTM award. Yeah.
Let me interrupt. When Toastmaster Nataraj joined, I think in after 1 month or so, he asked me, "Can I finish all the 10 projects in 6 months?"
For me, the greatest moment was actually unbelievable when my neighbor's daughter told me, "I love you."
Before marriage or after marriage?
Just before marriage.
I think we need more clarification on that.
We don't record now, challenge.
The greatest moment in my life was when I got married. So whoever is posting this on Facebook, don't forget to tag my wife.
For me, greatest achievement.
Hey, Ananta Kumar.
Greatest achievement that who I am today. That is greatest achievement for me. And when I came to UAE, like it normal, I got a job. I was in a comfort zone there. But the moment when I thought of improving, and I was thinking of Toastmasters Club. That was a game changer for me. Still, I keep on focusing, learning, and kudos to all the mandates of Toastmasters Club.
Yeah, Ananta, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ananta. And today we are talking about what was your greatest achievement or award you have ever received? And the word of the day is kudos.
Good evening to all. It's been quite a long time. Greatest achievement, if I recollect the greatest achievement, I don't think that I have achieved the greatest thing so far in my life, because each day I feel like I'm not comfortable with what I achieved. That's what I joined Toastmasters. I need to achieve more. So I don't think, or I don't believe that I have done a greatest thing in my life so far. I'm still like agreeing for that.
Alright. The fact that you have reached here is a great achievement.
Yeah, that's
You have made it.
Good evening, Toastmasters. I never think that I'm a great mother or a perfect mother. But whenever I get compliments from my children, for example, today I was taking my daughter's help in making the speech for the scene. And she said in grammar, and she said that you are the one who had started teaching me grammar. Even I am very poor in grammar. That was, even my husband is not believe all these things.
Okay, let him speak.
Good evening, friends. 15th September 1991. Kudos to me. You know, when I recited 3 times, Kubul Kiya, Kubul Kiya, Kubul Kiya.
Biggest achievement.
The story ended there. And today, after 30 years of long journey, we both are stepping into Toastmasters as a couple. Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters. As Ananta said, I also don't consider any achievement for myself. For me, when my children become something, that's a great achievement for me. My granddaughter reached 8 years and then she received a first Holy Communion in Christian. That's one step where all the people come and enjoy that celebration. That's my recent achievement. I feel happy about my granddaughter. Okay.
My achievement in education time was actually I got an award from collector. I was the topper in my college for among 100 students, pre-degree, secondary. I got achievement at that time.
Good evening, everyone. I feel great moment in my life is when my family came to Dubai, because as a parent, I can able to spend the timing with my, my valuable time with my sons, and they are teaching me a lot every day. Even 6 month older baby, I'm learning a lot from him. So that was, I feel very, greatest achievement for me and greatest time in my life.
Good evening, everybody. My greatest achievement in the field of Toastmasters will be definitely the achievement of DTM. It was an 18-year journey. That is why it is a great achievement. And kudos to me. As well as kudos to Lagoon Toastmasters who gave it or provided the platform for that one.
Good evening, everyone. What I can think about right now is when I was in school, I was not so good in studies. Somewhere in the 8th standard, I was not doing very well in social science. And I got a lot of shouting, not beating. Kudos to me for that. And and then in the following term exam, I got full marks, 20 out of 20. So that was a great achievement.
Good evening, everyone. The greatest moment in my life is getting the first offer letter from the UAE. That has changed the entire lifestyle of my and my family, especially. So yeah, kudos to me.
For me, the greatest achievement is, every day, if I am able to walk along the beautiful Mamza coast, if I can walk that every day, that I consider it as my greatest achievement. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's all have a great round of applause for all. Okay, now is the time to walk the red carpet. So our usual segment of prepared speeches will be replaced by this segment, where we will be awarding those who have achieved the ultimate goal in Toastmasters. That is the Distinguished Toastmaster Award. By the way, the Toastmaster journey for those who have joined relatively new and for the guests, Toastmaster journey doesn't end with DTM. So it's a lifelong journey. And I've heard a couple of years back in the Toastmaster magazine, there was an article of a Toastmaster who was 103 years old then. So So it is a lifelong journey for all the Toastmasters, and for many of us, at least 80% of those who are present here, they have completed more than 15 years for sure. So as I said, this is the Distinguished Toastmaster Award is one which all of us aspire to become. It requires to complete a series of things to do, both in leadership positions as well as a set of speeches to be completed. So we have 4 members from our club who have achieved the Distinguished Toastmaster Award. To honor our first DTM, who is called as the father of Lagoon, very affectionately, DTM MK Rajan. We have DTM, another DTM, DTM Jesse D'Souza. If DTM MK Rajan is the father of Lagoon, DTM Jesse D'Souza is the mother of
What is the relation?
warm, caring, and inspiring. As a new Toastmaster, I still remember when I fumble, when I give the speech in the beginning, I still do. I used to look at her because her gentle nod, is very reassuring. And I, urge all of the new Toastmasters to look at her and speak. You'll automatically be inspired and you'll be able to speak. So we have a lot of things to say about the award winners, those who have achieved DTM today. Now, I would request all those who are honoring to limit your speech in 4 minutes. I know that there are thousands of things to say about all these people, wonderful people. So to honor DTM MK Rajan, please help me welcome DTM Jesse D'Souza.
Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. Swami Vivekananda said, "Give me a few selfless people, men and women, and I will change the world." How true it is even today. In our club, just because of the few dedicated, selfless people, today we are, despite all odds, Lagoon is shining, and if you see this physical meeting, hall is full. One such individual is, we call fondly, our father of Lagoon, our founder member, Lagoon, MK Rajan. In 2001, he got together with 20 engineers and he established a Gavel Club, which is called TKMC Gavel Club, with the TKMC alumni engineers. Seeing the success of the Gavel Club children, the same 20 engineers got together and founded a club called Lagoon Club. Soon after that Lagoon Club, he went on to set up found another 2 clubs, Creek Toastmasters, after that Dune Toastmasters, after that Petrofac Toastmasters. Then this Toastmaster established another Gavel Club for Creek Toastmasters children called Scintillators Toastmasters Club. I used to go from here and with the, I think somebody to Rashidia to train these children. After that, it never ended. He established another Sevanam Club for the children. For that also, Sunita and I were the coordinator. Sitara was there. Later on, in the year 2006, he became the area governor. It was earlier governor, no directorship. And he was given an area Fujairah. I remember he used to drag us with the Umar Radhakrishnan, Safir Aziz. We used to drag us to Fujairah Toastmaster. There were to Toastmasters Club. So dedicated Toastmaster, and during his tenure as a president of Lagoon Club, as an area governor, he made sure that we secured President's Distinguished Club Award. Now you may wonder if he started a club in 2001, how come it took 17, 18 years for him to get a distinguished Toastmaster where he is a really distinguished Toastmaster? He is so selfless, he doesn't care about award or recognition. That's the least thing. What happened was when he finished his 40 speeches, then the club members, few of our club members started worrying, how come Toastmaster M.K. Rajan is not getting a distinguished award, because he was the area governor, he finished it. When they contacted and filed the application, they came to know that his area directorship was not registered in the Toastmasters website. And if you would know that this engineer by profession, he had an archive of documents. While rummaging, he found an agenda of an area conference that solidified his area, the area governorship, which made easy for him to DTM. Now you may wonder, he is a person unattached to the victory or defeat. In 2007, we all voted for him to be a division governor. We did not know. On the conference day, out of the blue, somebody, Zanit Jolie, rose up and gave a fantabulous speech and became the division governor of J. He is quiet and we were fuming with the anger. For him, it doesn't matter whether you get or not. If he gets, he is there. Now, this engineer is not only building buildings, he builds people. And in the home front also, he's an engineer, married to a doctor. Engineering, look. The doctor has another 2 children, boy and a girl, engineered to be doctors. And these doctors married into engineering into another son-in-law doctor, daughter-in-law doctor. 5 doctors engineered by an engineer family. Amazing Toastmaster. We are really lucky to have him. At 74, he's still going strong. I see him the same. Not 103, he will also be there for us 103 years. Whether it is in UAE, probably he'll get a gold passport because his wife, the entire family is doctors. So probably Lagoon will have crossing 100 years rental flag here. So today it is an honor for us to honor him, and who better can honor the best person of our club with the past president, past director, Toastmaster, DTM Nelson Menezes, to honor him.
The person who's going to honor DTM Rajan also doesn't need any introduction, but we have a few of the new members here, and for all of us here, it is good to remind us who DTM Nelson is. He has 2 distinguished Toastmaster awards, not one in pathways and one in traditional. And we were honored to have him lead our district, District 105, the second largest district of the world in the most challenging COVID times of Toastmaster history. And he led with immense dedication, honesty, and servant leadership. District 105 comprised of over 5,000 members across 5 countries, namely UAE, Oman, Jordan, Palestine, and Lebanon. Toastmaster International honored these efforts with the District Director Resilience Award. Recipient of Club Excellence in Education as Program Quality Director and Club Excellence in Membership as Club Growth Director. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest this evening, current immediate past District Director, District 105, Credentials Chair, and most importantly, member of Lagoon family, Distinguished Toastmaster Nelson Menezes. I now call DTM Das and
Tie is Toastmasters. Day, right?
Yeah, it's Toastmasters.
You have a pen or something? Hard thing. Wait, you keep cutting
18 years
those-
efforts.
Yes, yes. Yes. They kept it very safe.
I think let's all stand. Yeah, it's a wonderful achievement. 18 years is not easy in one or 2 years.
thank you, DTM Munkiraj, DTM Kasi, DTM Razi. Our next recipient for this Cogitant Award is DTM Dr. Balan Vijay Kumar. Not too fast. You waited so long. A few more minutes. To honor the DTM Dr. Balan, we have another past president, another selfless lady who currently runs the Lagoon Gavel Club. Since my kids are also there, I have seen personally how she struggles to maintain order and continue with this Gavel Club. And she is our, we look forward for her grammar, being a grammarian. We learn a lot from her, and she is our evaluation champion. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sunita Nair.
In 2009, I joined Toastmasters. And like every new Toastmaster, I didn't want to take up any roles. But after every 2 meetings, we would get this email. At that time, there were only emails, which said, "You are sleeping since." And we know that would be a report. You know, your last role as a speaker was on this date, your last role as an evaluator was on this date, your last role as a complete detailed report would be there. And this was given to us by the VP Education in 2009, Dr. Balan Vijay Kumar. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. This report of his would rouse us from our slumber and force us to take up roles. As a result, in every meeting, we had some role or the other. And this report was very painstakingly made by him. Every other club members would ask him, "How did you make this report?" He had, in his free time, learned how to make these reports. He had learned VBA and MS Access. There was no Excel at that time. And he had made these reports. And trust me, we were forced to take up roles. Next year, he became the president. He pushed us all the more. But the experiences were so good that 13 years down the line, I'm still a Toastmaster. Now, few over here know that Dr. Balan Vijay Kumar's first name is not Balan, that's his father. Vijay is his first name. And Vijay is very apt name for him. Vijay means to win, and he has won. V for victory. He has won so many laurels for Lagoon. He has represented Lagoon at countless area levels, division levels, and at the district level in all 4 categories, not one. So what happens generally with Toastmasters is After a certain time, when you're here in Toastmasters, and for me, it happened very early, you stopped participating in all the contests. But here is one person who every year participates in all 4 contests till date. The next alphabet in his name, I, is for the inspiration. He inspires us. Don't think he became a veteran Toastmaster overnight. When I joined Toastmasters, he was struggling to become a humorous speaker. Today, everybody knows him as the greatest humorous speaker. Not only about humorous speeches, if you look at his, he's got a beautiful collection of videos, DVDs, and books all about speeches, how to craft a speech. And he has worked really well. So he's inspiring and he's industrious. J is for judicious. Those of you who have been evaluated by him will vouch for this. He's very good. He appreciates your good points, but he doesn't mince his words when it comes to points, areas of improvement. He is brutally honest and he tells you where you're. And thanks to that, we have so many speakers here today who have improved thanks to his suggestions. And today, Lagoon Gavel Club is very happy that he is part of us. He is the counselor. I'm really, really benefiting from this. A is an all-rounder. Like I told you, he's an all-rounder in Toastmaster, whether it's international, evaluation, humorous, or table topics, he is a master of everything. But in the personal life also, he's an all-rounder. A very busy psychiatrist having his own clinic with so many doctors working with him. He's a very devoted husband and a very good father. I remember at one time he used to keep aside a couple of hours every day to teach his children when they were still in school. And I've also heard from very reliable sources that every weekend he makes a very delicious chicken curry. I have yet to taste this, that's another story. And why? This is the yardstick for all us Toastmasters. We have to measure ourselves to him. He is an inspiration for all of us. Today, he is the member of 3 clubs. The Sharjah Debate Club, where he's the VP Education, that's his own baby. Lagoon Toastmasters, he's the VP membership for the 2nd time. And Dubai Toastmasters, I think he's had all the XCOM roles while he was there. And he's been there for so many years. And in all these years and in all these clubs, you can count on your fingers how many times he has missed a meeting. So it is indeed, he is a great inspiration for all of us, and all of us strive to reach that. Today, very honored to announce that he is getting his Distinguished Toastmaster Award a little late because of circumstances. He could not do his other projects which are beyond the speaking roles because of his job. But better late than never. Today he gets his DTM Distinguished Toastmaster Award. And Dr. Balan Vijay Kumar, let me tell you, it is my pleasure and privilege to be associated with you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
To honor DTM Vijay Balan, help me welcome DTM Nelson once again. So with such thunderous applause, please help me welcome the new recipient of DTM. Yes. Our next recipient of Distinguished Toastmaster Award is DTM Natraj T. So to honor DTM Natraj, we have Toastmaster Muhammad Rafi, one of our passionate speaker and passionate leader. The district contest winner in the recently concluded contest in the international speech contest. Help me welcome, he's already here.
Thank you. Good evening, friends. A good measure of success is determined by how you handle public speaking. I don't know I'm in which stage I am. When a roller coaster ride? Is it a fear or excitement? I'm perplexed. Honestly, I'm perplexed. Well, friends, I requested Bosco to give me Natraj, to allot me Natraj, in fact, to speak something about him. Why and what made me to speak about Natraj? You know, he doesn't need any introduction as such. Not only Lagoon, but the entire Toastmasters fraternity in UAE know who Natraj is. He has set a benchmark of his own, a standard, a class. Now, one thing which personally touched me. You know, there are so many things to speak about Natraj. Before this, the meaning of Natraj is the Lord of Dance. It is a camouflage of religion and arts. Natraj is built with many multi-talents, is a man of multi-talents. I remember one incident and which brought me here to speak, a request Bosco to give me Natraj. 2 years back, I was getting ready for my area contest. It was at Skyline College, Sharjah. Can you believe me, friends? I'm going to open out a top secret today. It was around 8:45 p.m. one day before the contest. 8:45 p.m. Almost night has fallen down. Driving from Jebel Ali, Dubai, he came down to my home. I stay in Sharjah. He picked me up and there was a plan for him with him. Said, Rafi, this time you have to win. That word. And then he said, come. I said, where? Come with me. I want you to practice on the stage, Skyline College. 8:45 p.m. we went from Buhera College to Skyline College, requested the people there to open the stage. Somehow we are lucky. 1.5 hours I practiced on the stage. Each and every moment, each and every act, the stage moments, everything, the body language, the pauses, everything, whatever required for a speech, in that 1.5 hours I learned. That has really touched me personally. Fine, practice was done. I came back and it was just for a moment I thought, who will do this? And for what? Next morning, I wake up with full confidence. Everything was there in my mind. Automatically, it was there. I went to the stage and I won. I won the first prize. I never believed. That was a true mentorship, a quality of a leadership. Friends, today, I don't want to speak anything more. A lot and much more to speak about Natraj. For success, any person, it needs 3 important things: charisma, conviction, and competitiveness. If you have seen Natraj, how he comes, dressed up, a true professional speaker. Whenever he comes on stage, people, oh, wow, Natraj. This was, the feeling, the people's reaction sitting there. That was his charisma, his personality, his body. I remember one time it was a division contest and the stage was Emirates Auditorium, where he brought a speech about football and he won that speech. That moment, in a black suit, and then keeping the ball, keeping the leg. This all matters, friends, in Toastmasters in public speaking. That is his charisma. I still remember it here. His conviction. Another incident. I don't know how many of you remember. Was one of the meetings in Lagoon on request. We wanted to know more about Nataraj. He displayed a video. He has gone to a supermarket. He has gone to a fish market and taken the video practicing the speeches there. That was displayed in one of our Lagoon's meetings. That was his conviction and his competitiveness. I can speak a lot. He told me one thing, Rafi, you know, I have written the script 100 times. He has written, he has edited, he has written, he has edited. That is his competitiveness. That is why he is here as a champion. I have nothing to say more, Nataraj. You are my guru, you are my mentor. Thank you so much for making me to stand here today.
Owner, DTM Nataraj, may I call DTM Nelson again? We are never tired of clapping our hands. Our last recipient today is DTM Jesse D'Souza once again. To honor her, we have Toastmaster Ram Sitara, who is our humorous champion and our past president as well, and the better half of Toastmaster Rafi. Please help me welcome Toastmaster.
This is a judge.
No, she's not enough. She's not enough.
A very warm good evening to Toastmasters and Chief Guest DTM Nelson. On 2009 September's first meeting, first Monday, Rafi and I attended our first meeting in Lagoon Toastmasters Club as guests. Then one fearless, charming lady in formal skirt led the meeting creatively. That very moment, I had decided that I will be a lifetime member of this Toastmasters Club. There began the journey of an ordinary lady to become a humorous speaker. One of the main persons behind my growth, rather behind the growth of many new Toastmasters, is this soul, Toastmaster Jessie D'Souza. After every speech, she comes to the speaker in person and tells, I love your way of talking. You spoke from your heart. Excellent, very good. Don't worry about grammar, spelling, extra, all our blabbers. You just spoke from your heart. Whenever I read from my notes, she gets annoyed even now.
right? Then she says, Sito, I don't like it. You can speak. No need of notes. Speak from your heart. That's Jessie. As I got to know more about her, I kept a name for her, Tigress Jessie. Yes, she is bold as a tiger in her lean body. Time and again, she proves that age is just a number. She is an inspiration, rather a role model to me, to Sunita, to Lagoon ladies, and to many Toastmasters. She has played an instrumental role in the success of Lagoon Toastmasters. While M.K. Rajan sir is the founder of Lagoon Toastmasters Club, Jessie D'Souza is the pillar of Lagoon Toastmasters Club. Started her role as Sergeant at Arms of Lagoon in February 2004, she became president, then area director twice, division contestant of evaluation, table topic, counselor for TKMC Gavels Club, working with Sunita, and now it is known as Lagoon Gavels Club. And now she is a distinguished Toastmaster. The way she makes each child feel special always reflect in my daughter's eyes. As my second daughter, Afrin, was a child speaker in her junior division. Not just in Toastmasters, she's also allowing teacher at her church to many young souls. When I began contesting for annual contest as a humorous speaker, a lot of confidence whenever I see her nodding, smiling, and personal gestures sitting in the audience, as Toastmaster Rashi said. Whenever anybody gives her a role, do or die, that is her motto in fulfilling that commitment. When this tigress Jessie runs out of ideas sometimes, this is a signal. This cool cucumber DTM Jessie is a very disciplined Toastmaster. When the clock strikes 10 p.m., either she is on the way to car parking or already driving home. We all are blessed to have Jessie, Toastmaster Jessie, DTM Jessie in our Toastmasters journey. I have often told her and many of my Toastmasters friends that we will start a Toastmasters club even in our old age, and to do an eulogy of our own before moving to the end. And I think for that also Jessie is ready. Congratulations, Jessie, for your having the DTM and for your future life.
See, please help me welcome DTM Nelson once again.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a white hair.
Yeah. You know, please see this. You know, just now she has got a small anecdote for her next humorous speech. I had a slight mix-up. She was supposed to be the second speaker. Just imagine wearing all those and standing to accompany the two speeches. So he was standing there literally, wearing this. Yeah. So we have few more awards. We have the Smedley Award for Lagoon and the Home Club of Area Director ribbon. To hand over that, Nitin Nelson is already here. Please help me welcome our beloved president of the club, Toastmaster Hemant.
This for us.
Benefit of guest, area director is possible, not
Yeah. Yeah, come.
It is yours. We have in the current year 65 area directors, and I can very definitely vouch he will be rated in at least top 3 as the most dedicated Toastmaster.
Now we have the area High Achiever Trophy for 2020. Yes. For 2020 and Triple Crown. It is actually the recipient is DTM Gigi, but today DTM Hashim Halim will be receiving this award on behalf of DTM Gigi.
Somehow I end up with the trophy.
He lost more trophies.
Thank you so much.
One quick division winners.
Division winners. Okay. Yeah, we now will be honoring our division contest winner, Toastmaster Mohammed Rafi.
Thank you.
Now we have Toastmaster Ravi Tankapan in the humorous speech segment. Now we will be awarding one of the most coveted awards in Toastmaster, which is the Toastmaster of the Year Award for 2021 and 2022. But I have no idea who it is. I tried Vasta, I tried cajoling, I tried everything, but nobody told me who it is. To reveal that, we have DTM. Let me invite DTM Balan Vijay Kumar. Drum rolls, please.
Think about this, Mike.
Yeah.
Is it ever switch?
Yes.
Of course. I don't know who is the Toastmaster. Actually, I didn't know till 2 minutes back. And 2 minutes back, I came to know that it is somebody who's very dear to us, who is the
the pillar we already used. Give me a nice adjective. The heart of our club, the
Backbone.
backbone of our club, the pulse of our club, the rhythm of our club. Some more.
Life.
The core of the
All-rounder.
shoulder of the all-rounder of our club.
Man of the series.
The man of the series.
All the body parts.
The one and only
Lifeblood.
lifeblood of Lagoon Toastmasters, Toastmaster Bosco Master. Please take your seats. I need to tell a few words about Bosco.
Have a photo.
Many of you, if
Just photo and then he will leave.
where does Toastmaster Bosco work? He works at Toastmasters. The amount of work he does for Dubai Toastmasters is more than Lagoon Toastmasters. So you can imagine. We run the Sharjah Debate Club. He is the permanent Zoom master, the permanent timer, the permanent VP education, permanent everything. Now, by the way, he doesn't work at Toastmasters. He's got a profession. And I am the person qualified to tell you that. He is a graphic designer par excellence. I don't know how many of you know that. He is a lovely artist. These are talents he doesn't show, and I don't know why he doesn't show it. He is a web designer beyond compare. And I don't know why he doesn't say that. But I know that because he runs the social media marketing and the web for my clinic. And you know, in today's world, money. No, where money is, this is a non-profit organization, but money is important. And the most powerful tool that gets patients to my clinic is the social media marketing, the internet presence, and the website. And a lot of credit goes to this man. And I don't know why he doesn't. I am going to do the marketing for him. You know, he deserves more acknowledgement as a great web designer. If any of you have requirements on web design, social media marketing, he does it for Toastmasters free of cost. But I want you to know that if you need it for your business, for your enterprise, please contact him and you will get wonderful service. 24/7 working for Toastmasters. I want him to take that step forward and market himself, and we are all going to do that for him from today. And I want him to really, you know, be acknowledged as a great web designer, not just as a Toastmaster. So with that, I again thank him for all the support that he gives us at Lagoon Toastmasters and all the other Toastmaster forums, many of which we share. And with that, I would like to hand over back to the Toastmaster.
I have grabbed the mic from him, and none of the details got the opportunity to do an acceptance speech, but I'm grabbing the opportunity to do it. The reason is I never expected this. And what I want to say is, I'm so proud and honored to receive this award from Dr. Balan Vijay. The reason is, he was the one who introduced me to Toastmasters. When I started this business, he was one of my first clients. So I knew him as a client, and he knew that I'm just starting my business. And he was the one who gave me opportunity as a client. And he also told me there is something called Toastmasters. Join that, and it's going to help you in your professional and personal life. So he was the person who introduced me to Toastmasters. So this was exactly 6 years back, the month of May. I joined the club as a guest, 1 or 2 meetings, and then decided to join as a member. And the second person I want to thank is Toastmaster Rafi, who wanted me to join Lagoon Toastmasters. Okay, so he is the second person who I would like to thank. And there is one more person who I like to thank, is DTM Natraj. He is the person, while the meeting was happening, and one of the speakers dropped out. It was a joke master role. And he told me to go and do the role. It was impromptu joke master role. And I never knew that I can do a humorous speech. And that was my starting point to do a humorous speech. And it has led me to also win the contest as a humorous speech. So I am so glad that all of them are here. And one more person I want to thank is DTM Nelson, because when I went from area to club, from club to area, and whenever I needed a support in the leadership roles, DTM Nelson was always there when I needed his guidance and support. So I'm very glad, I'm happy to be among you all. This is like my family, like more than a club or more than whatever. It's like a family. I'm so happy to be among you all. Thank you so much.
Conviction from you. You will continue the leadership role furthermore.
No need to ask me.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
But the gist of what DTM Vijay told is that to bring the bread to the table, you need more projects. So we all, let's try our best, level best, to introduce him among our known people, our colleagues who can give some projects to DTM, sorry.
Toastmaster
DTM today, Toastmaster
Very soon, very soon.
Yeah. So now we have, we had a wonderful cake. Now we need a cherry on the top, right? Right or no?
Yes.
Yes. So what better cherry than our district international speech
Champion.
by the champion himself.
Champion
Winner of District 105 international and evaluation speeches. But today he will be delivering his award-winning international speech, district level speech. For the benefit of new choices, district is after club you go to area, then you go to division, then you go to district, then you go to the international. I think he'll be representing the district in US, right?
That was last year.
Last year. Okay. So DTM Hashim Ali was gracious enough to accept our invitation, and he is an IT consultant by profession based in Dubai for the last 9 years. A Toastmaster for just 7 years, he has achieved all this. Achieved DTM, not once, not twice, but thrice. Won 7 prizes at district competitions and this year's District 105 champion for international and evaluation speeches. I think he needs some space, a stage. So if one step, if all of us can move the chair, or is it enough? It's okay. Okay. So with a thunderous round of applause, please help me welcome. The speech title is. All the best.
Apologies to everyone before I start. This is not an international speech. Being a function to felicitate dignitaries as we have here, I don't want to give an international speech over here. Rather, I'd just like to share with you my journey through Toastmasters over the last 7 years. I think we've seen many stalwarts here. We've got the 18-year-old veteran here, and so many of us who have founded clubs, who have chartered clubs, who have inspired members over the years. So my journey is very short compared to that, which is why he gave me only 5 to 7 minutes, which is more than enough. My journey could be summarized in maybe 2 or 3 minutes itself, but let me try to drag this on like an art movie, Amol Palekar movie for 7 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes.
You can talk only about your awards.
Well, actually, today when I sit here and go through the history of Lagoon, it's like the history of Toastmasters here in UAE itself. I remember the first day that I joined Toastmasters. There was a club in my company, and I was sitting on top of it. The noise was so much that I went down to complain. They dragged me in and told, okay, Hashim, you sit here now for some time. I thought, anyway, I don't have much work to do. I might as well sit here and enjoy what's happening. That's okay. It's not a mic drop moment yet, but that'll come. So I went in and the people were talking. I said, okay, why are people talking? What's the big deal about it? They said, okay, Hashim, why don't you come for a table topic? We'll give you a topic and you just have to speak for 1 minute on it. It's like this young lady is asking me to speak for 1 minute. I've made presentations to CEOs and CFOs. What is 1 minute? I went up on stage and they gave me a topic. What makes you smile? I was like, this is the topic you want me to speak on. I started. Within 10 seconds, my idea was over. After that, everyone else was smiling. I wasn't smiling. I stared at everybody I could. That just made me more nervous and I couldn't think of a thing. After around 1 minute of silence, which is the longest I have ever stood silent in my life, somebody gave me a glass of water. I took that and said, this makes me smile. I kept it and I ran away from it. But the thing was, at the end of this meeting, there was a general evaluator. There was no table topics evaluator. There was a general evaluator who decided that we should talk about all the table topic speakers. I wonder why he wanted to speak about me. I hardly spoke. But he said, it was your first time. Everybody goes through this. Come again the next meeting and prove that you can do this. That's what motivated me to come back after 2 weeks to that same meeting. I didn't know any other Toastmasters club at that point of time. I didn't know anything about Toastmasters. But then I wanted to go back to that same club, which is in my office, right below my office. Go and prove that I can speak for 1 minute. And after that, it's not 1 minute. Timers have thrown that light at me to stop talking. But it was just because that day somebody told me that, yes, come back and do this. That's why I was able to come back. And here at Lagoon, I'm hearing the story of so many people who have inspired and motivated the club that we see today. So what you stand on is created by the giants who were there before you, right? So we need to appreciate all of them. That's what this red carpet is all about. So let's give all these stalwarts a big round of applause. So there are many memorable events in my Toastmasters journey. I remember my first icebreaker speech. It was probably the worst speech I ever gave in my life. It was so bad I could hardly remember a thing when I went there. I was speaking about myself. First of all, I didn't think there was so much to write about myself. But then I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. I had like 3 pages of notes with me. And just to show my bravery, what I did was I kept the notes at the side and I'm going to go and speak. I said something. It was quite bad. But I was like, fair enough. What's the worst that would happen, right? In Toastmasters, there is one thing that you all know. irrespective of whether you're good or bad, everyone claps. Everyone claps. So I knew at least the clap was ensured. Just to make sure, I paid 2 of my friends, so they clapped for me. If you start, rest will also follow. I gave my speech and they clapped, and I went back and said, but I knew it was a bad, right? So, but then there was this young lady who was my evaluator. She went up and started, Hashim, that was a wonderful speech. I was like, which speech did you hear? The one that I gave. I loved the message of your speech. I wish she had elaborated a little more. I didn't know what the message was. But if she saw it, I could learn from it, right? I loved how you connected the opening with your closing. The truth was, I forgot the closing. So I just repeated what I knew. But if she thought I connected, well and good, fantastic. Sure. I love how you connected all the stories and your vocal variety. And in between, when you gave that beautiful pause, actually I forgot my line. It took around 1 minute for it to come back. Then I said something. But if she thought it was a pause, fair enough, good. At the end of it, she said, that was a fantastic speech. And I look forward to your next speeches. I came back and I thought, for a lousy speech, if this is how much motivation or praise that you're going to get, then this is the place that I want to be. And that day itself, I asked the VP Education, when can I get a slot for my next speech? And from then, in my home club, every 2 weeks, if there was a slot, I took it. I always ask the VP Education, is there a speech slot? No? Okay, I want an evaluator slot, but I want to do that. That's what kept me going. That every single meeting, I would be on stage, whatever the role was, big or small, doesn't matter. And that's what's going to take you forward in your Toastmasters journey as well. Now, continuing on my wonderful Toastmasters journey, there are a few great things that I have achieved. I remember once there was a table topics master who called me on stage and said, Hashim, we're going to give you a topic. He looked at me, I looked at him, and he gave me the topic. If you could change anything, what would you change? Yeah, table topics are all like this. If you understand it, then you don't need to visit Dr. Bali. If you understand it, you definitely need to visit Dr. Bali. So the topic was, if you could change anything, what would you change? I thought for 10 seconds. I looked at him and said, table topics master, if I could change anything, I would change this topic. He changed the speaker, he sent me back. It's probably the only time a table topic speaker has been sent back. I thought that was funny. Apparently he didn't. So seeing all of this, I had a mentor when I started out after my icebreaker speech and all. So he was very supportive. He would always advise me, okay, Hashim, do this. Let's look at inspirational speeches, motivational speeches. After I gave one of that, he changed that and said, let's try evaluation. That's probably better for you. So they sent me to an outside club, not Lagoon, another club, to evaluate. But this was my first evaluation outside of my club, right? So, do you know the first rule of evaluation? First of all, let me ask you all a question. How many of you believe that honesty is the best policy? Anybody? Yeah. Yeah. So you all know that you're not qualified to be evaluated. I didn't know this rule, so I was very truthful. I looked at that speaker and said, what was that speech? Apparently, that's the last time that speaker ever came to Toastmasters. I don't know because that club never invited me again. So I'm really not sure. But the truth is that it's only when I decided to go to other clubs, see what other clubs are like, get out from my comfort zone. And I realized that there's so much difference, so much variety, so much to learn from each and every person. Doesn't matter whether you're 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. There's always so much to learn. Now today, somebody who was on stage said that your journey doesn't end with achieving the DTM. I've got 3 DTMs. Now that means 2 important things. One, if there is ever an excuse that a husband has given to a wife to go for Toastmasters, I have given it. There is no excuse on earth that I have not given. So much that if I walk out of the home at 12 midnight, she thinks I'm going for a Toastmasters. The second thing is, I have heard more speeches than anyone else in the meeting. And I love hearing speeches. The reason is everyone has a story to tell. Whether you are giving your icebreaker or you're giving your DTM project, everyone has a story to tell, and everyone's story is unique. And the more stories you hear, the better your excuses at home are, of course, but the more you learn. And everyone's story can enrich you. And that's the beauty of Toastmasters. You learn from everyone. That's what's made my Toastmasters journey so rich. Now, telling stories or communication is very important in my profession. We just heard about our great web designer here. I'm an IT consultant by profession. That means one very important thing. Basically, I sell software. I sell software means I have to provide solutions to problems that you don't have with software that you don't really need at prices that you shouldn't be paying for it. So communication plays an important part in my job. One good thing I learned in Pathways now is that you have projects which are specific to your line of work, your profession, your interests. So you can utilize these to actually do better at work. Now, I had a boss of mine, his English was a little weak, so I decided to invite him to a Toastmasters. I should have done it earlier. Once, when it was time for my appraisal, I went and told him, boss, I've done great work. You know, I need a hike. You have to give me a hike. That fellow gave me tickets to Jebel Jais mountain to go for a hike. He really needs to join Toastmasters. If somebody had inspired me, I would have brought him here to listen. So, you know, I mean, Toastmasters to a lot of people, you know, you have to understand it is about putting things into context. Now, we all remember Dhananjay Hettiarachchi's speech, right? How many people remember? Yeah, one of the most famous speeches. Now, just imagine if Dhananjay Hettiarachchi was your doctor. He looks at your X-ray and says, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. You would be running for your life. So it's about putting things into context. Everything works when you are able to put things into context. And that's what Toastmasters teaches you. Simple, basic things like, you know, opening, body, and conclusion. We take it for granted. But when you apply these to maybe a presentation at work or an email that you're writing to your boss or to your peers, and they see how structured your thoughts are, it makes a difference. This is the lab. Here you will get claps. Outside there are no claps.
Slaps.
There are slaps and there are awards. Can you use what you learn here in the real world out there? That's what's determined how successful. Since there is no timer here, unless time stands still, I believe we are all going to be having to pay more parking. So I will end my words here with just the wishes, best wishes for Lagoon Toastmasters once again, and for each one of you on your Toastmasters journey. May it be enriching, fulfilling, and all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky and Ashwin, for that wonderful speech. Now we have the table topics session. So to conduct table topics, we have a relatively new Toastmaster, and this is his first face-to-face meeting. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Umar Farooq to conduct the table topics.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, chief guest as well. Today is my first physical meeting. Even I am excited, same like our president said, I have fear as well. So he told me in his speech, either you will get excited or fear, but now I am getting both. I don't know.
Doctor is gone.
Yes, I was chosen him for first speaker. Anyway, no problem. I can call others. So, since today meeting is a special meeting, even I prepared the special table topic session for you guys to entertain you. So, the special table topic session is like, I will give you fun awards. You received already, you know, with your dedication and a lot of effort by the inspiration. I received a lot of inspiration from today's speeches and your journeys. I just make some fun awards to the speakers. So before I calling for the speakers, let me explain the objective of the table topic. The objective of the table topic is to deliver the unscripted speeches for the Toastmasters. So the timing rules will be as follows. You will get minimum 1 second, 1 minute to maximum 2 minutes. The green indication will be shown at 1 minute, and amber will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red will be shown at 2 minutes. And you will be given for 30 seconds grace time. So today in the table topic session, how I planned is, I will give one fun award to the speaker. Okay, you have to take the 1 award from here. I will introduce to the award, and you have to give the acceptance speech for that award. Okay. So for that, I would like to call first speaker, TTM Hashim Halim. I think he is busy on call. Okay. So I would like to call Sitara ma'am. Yeah. Can you give me? I will announce the award for you. What is the award? She received the award for the Fine Master. Fine Master means every month, in case if you are driving in UAE, you will get almost at least 5 months, 5 points minimum from RTA. So you have been awarded for the Fine Master in UAE. So please accept this award and deliver your speech, please.
I'm so happy and proud to get this award, and it is maybe the first in the global start itself. Fine Master Award. Fine Master Award. Yeah, driving is actually, I think almost all had already got this award many times, right?
Yes, yes.
But with me, it happened only once for the parking, because such a lavishly spending myself will put 2 dirhams in every parking, even I'm going for 2 minutes. So that is why I got only one time. That is also my daughter has put this car, parked this car for more than 1 hour, and she forgot to pay the parking fee. But one thing is very sure. The next award. Fine. The only one valuable thing what I have given to my better half is this, whatever fine I can take from outside, and he paid with all of his heart, thinking that he can at least make an international speech on that. Wherever I am going, the people knew this story about my life, my fines, everything, and they start asking that you are Mrs. Rafi and so and so. Thank you so much for the topic.
One more.
Yeah.
We have a guest.
Oh, yeah, sure. To deliver the second speech, I would like to call Norman Nicholas, Toastmaster, please. Since today is a special meeting, deliver the humorous speech. This award is last bench champion. You have taken last marks in all the exams in your class. So you have been awarded for the last bench champion. Please accept the award and deliver your speech.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This award applies to me in my life itself. So it's not a privilege that someone has to earn. It's actually something that not everybody gets an opportunity to do. Being a last bencher, it actually brings out your left side brain a lot. The left side resembles creativity. Your part where you start. How many of you are right-handers, by the way? A quick show of hands. So you can see I'm a left-hander. So by default, I'm not bound to the rules of a regular education system. Having said that, I scored 0 in maths in my 9th standard. So you can imagine how academically weak I was. I would humbly, with great honor, accept this award. It shows my resilience to not bow down to books. It shows my capability that a class does not define me. So yes, thank you so much for this award, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you.
Thank you, speakers, and thank you all of you. Today meeting was, I feel special meeting, and I was really inspired by the stories by the Toastmasters, because when I joined, I was thinking, after 1 or 2 months, yeah, now I am ready to speak in the public, so maybe I can quit. I am telling my wife by the joke. She's saying, what is this? You are having problem to speak. Go for the physical meeting, first of all. She advising me. But when I hear the story of Rajan sir and Jessie ma'am, Balan sir, then I understand that, yeah, it's same like journey. We have to do the journey. We have to practice it every time. So really thanks for the opportunity. I am over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. A round of applause. So let me invite our relatively new Toastmaster, Jinsi, who's our timer today, to read out the timings, please. Timers report. Okay.
Award day.
Only for tabletop. Only for tabletop. It's only.
Whatever she has written.
Yeah. It's okay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmasters.
Good evening.
DM Jessie D'Souza, I took 5 minutes 50 seconds. In 5 minutes 22 seconds. DM Sunita Nair, 5 minutes 48 seconds. And DM Muhammad Rafi, 5 minutes 28 seconds.
All five.
You can come to the tabletop.
DM Sitara, 1 minute 51 seconds. And Norman Nicholas, 1 minute.
So is there thank you all the tabletop speakers.
Thank you.
So next we have the word master's report. Toastmaster Manish, how many times the word has been used? Yeah, from there.
Toastmaster Roscoe has used it for 1 time. Rajan has used it for 2 times.
Total, you can say the total.
Yeah, almost all have used this. Francisco has used it for 1 time.
So total 4. Toastmaster Francisco is our accountant today.
Good evening and all. Good evening. The purpose of our counter is to know the words and sounds that are used as class or pause speakers. But during this meeting, I was listening for overuse of these words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. And I also listened for filler words like her. Now I'm recording the number of times that each speaker used this expression. I have not done justice though. Sir Ravi used once. Sir Hemant used it twice. Sir Mohammad Rashid used the word twice and so once. Manish used once and once and so twice. Sir Bosco used twice and so twice. Rajendra used so twice. And Jesse used twice. Ma'am Ram Sitara used twice or once. Dr. Vijay twice and twice. And Darshik twice.
Thank you. shortage of time, our grammarian today, Toastmaster Bosco, will be sending the grammarian's report through WhatsApp, but I heard that since there's hardly any grammar mistake today, probably he'll be sending you a blank report. Now, to conduct the general evaluation or to deliver the general evaluation of today, that is for the benefit of, because do we have any guests?
Yes,
All right, so this is an evaluation of the whole meeting today. So to do that, please help me welcome once again DTM Nelson.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bosco, for the invite. Respected Area Director, President Hemant, and members of Lagoon family. It's really nice to be in your midst and to be introduced as member of the Lagoon family. What I learned from Rashid is, if you're nervous or you're scared, look at Jesse. So I've decided to look only at Jesse. Jesse, don't feel bad if I stare at you. Honestly, very few clubs in District 105. Currently, we have, as on date, 246 clubs. I would say maybe 15, 20, 25 are only meeting in person. Today, I congratulate Lagoon Toastmasters for making that attempt to meet in person. To the ExCom, President Hemant, our VP Education Bosco, the mentors who all agreed. And if you see the full room, that sets the energy. Am I right?
Yes.
That's the passion of Toastmasters. Last year when COVID hit, I took over as the district director. I had 56 area directors, 14 division directors, and everybody come calling me from Oman, Jordan. I used to be in regular touch with them, and everybody would only talk of one thing: job losses, online, in person, we are not getting the feedback, we are not getting the passion. I will join only if I get, you meet in person, I will join. Sohar, we had a club, Sohar Toastmasters, 58 members, Omanis, ladies, mostly. They just said, sorry. You meet in person, all members will come back because we just cannot sit online. But that's the time I just told everybody one thing: focus on the solutions, not on the problems. The world is going through, everybody knows, and we did well. If you see the analysis of global Toastmasters across the world, we are losing clubs. It's a fact. This year too, many clubs are just sinking. But there is clubs like Lagoon Toastmasters who are doing well. Very handful of clubs. Today I congratulate each and every member of Lagoons for your 525th meeting. What was my greatest achievement to me is something was the district director award I got for resilience. In COVID times, we added 37 clubs last year. But I didn't showcase my trophy to anywhere on any social media, although it was one of the greatest recognition from TMI. But I knew Toastmaster clubs across the world were not doing well. It was a sad moment for me. When I served as club tour director, I served as program quality director. I went to Lebanon, I went to Oman, n number of times. I went to Jordan. But when the most, as district has the greatest role in Toastmasters, I couldn't visit even once to any club. I was feeling sad with it. And why do I share this? Because Lagoon's Toastmaster has something unique about it. And this is unique because many clubs and members, they stay with the club. If Rajan sir has taken 18 years, it doesn't mean that he has not benefited. He has benefited, but much more than that, it was his passion and heart to stay with it. When I look around in Toastmasters, here, there are so many DTMs in the making. Today we felicitated 4 DTMs, but I'm sure we will soon have a DTM couple here. We have so many, Rashid, Sunita, so many. I have been associated right from Division J members. I was a contestant with Area 30. I was for big, and Rashid will know in BDM. I was also a contestant, and Lagoons were in Area 30. We were together. I think Sajid was the area director then. It was I was a contestant, but then Division J broke into K and J. Since then, what is unique? Lagoons Toastmasters is one club which is synonym with champions. You have manufactured champions. I can safely say that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. But what I really like is there are today 4 distinguished Toastmasters. I think it's more, we should call them as dedicated Toastmasters. Because Toastmasters, you get the highest recognition, but your dedication to that particular educational achievement is what sets you apart. So I congratulate DTM Rajan, Jesse, Natraj, and Dr. Balan for your great education. I have met them, I will not say because everybody has been such beautiful testimony. It was, you feel to hear more and more, and they could have spoken volumes. But it was what you have done to Toastmasters as a whole, this makes you all extra special. So thank you for that, really. Today's meeting, I think I would like to ask you, do you want a general evaluation after such a beautiful meeting? But I will just say, well done, Rashid, too, and all the role players. But what stood out to me is your 2 new role players, your word master and table topic master. They put a tremendous effort to come out and do something special. And Timer.
New Toastmasters, all that.
Timer, she stood first in the congratulations. So kudos to you for your timing, but I didn't see the time, so I'm happy. And beautiful timings and making Ram Sitara these RTA celebrity for highest fines. So Rafi sir, I hope, see, every champion wants to improve a record, so you better be careful next year. Congratulations. Kudos to you. To everybody, it's really nice to be in your midst. And most important, I think we got beautiful message from our champion, Ashim.
Yes.
If you really introspect, something beautiful he said today, in which I would like to leave this so that I can just reiterate his words. Each one of us have a story to tell. Just let us take our learnings from here to the outside world. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, that's it. So Bosco, thank you for the invite once again. He has been tremendous. His follow-up was something that I'm the president of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Today we have a meeting actually. I rescheduled my meeting to next Monday, telling my VP head, I have some problem, can we reschedule it? But I couldn't tell him because Bosco persisted, if you're there, I'm doing it on 9th. He asked me, when can we have it? So I told him 9th. But Bosco, fantastic, he's one of the best respected area directors I have. When I was serving as club road director, he was VP membership of Dubai Toastmaster. Every award I wanted, I just called Bosco, VP membership. No problem, how many members to add? 10. But well done. It is leaders like you, Hemant, which run the club, and mentors is something. I always have said one thing wherever I went as district director. A Toastmasters work on 2 pillars. 1, mentoring, and 2nd, evaluation. Good mentoring, fabulous evaluation. Any club in the world will survive, isn't it?
Yes.
Lagoon Toastmasters, you all are doing great. May 525 go on to 550 and beyond, and we will all be there to congratulate you once again. Thank you so much.
So now I have 10 minutes of my closing speech. Congratulations to all those who have walked the red carpet today. When I listened to the word the red carpet, the Will Smith event came to my mind, snapping. He was also, I think, was hosting. So I purposely didn't give the acceptance speech. You don't know, they cry and sometimes they slap in between. So it's very difficult, you know. So, as much as you are, I'm also waiting for the red carpet to wherever the dinner area is. So, limited my closing speech to now. Loved the evening, wonderful evening. Thanks to DTM Nelson, DTM Hashim Ali for accepting our invitation and coming to this event. And I don't have to thank Bosco, it is his duty. But yes, enough of the words. Thanks a lot, Bosco, for giving me this opportunity as well. With that, let me hand over to one and only our president, Toastmaster.
Thank you, dear Modi. I think we had a wonderful meeting today. All of you will agree. And I will not take so much time. I think we are already overshooting, I think 10 minutes. So, and then we are all, I think everyone is waiting for the red carpet towards this one. I would only like to thank DTM Nelson and DTM Hashim Ali to, for having taken time to come here from your busy schedule to, grace this occasion. And I would once again thank Toastmaster Bosco, because as it's been already, he's the right candidate for the best Toastmaster, because like everything is happening because of him. So every day we talk, and then he, during these tough times, he's made it possible to increase the membership. And I would say that Lagoon's journey is mainly because of him. So thanks, Toastmaster Bosco. So with that, we close meeting today and rush towards the dinner area. Okay.